to get reorganized. They were terrific right out of the gates to start the first quarter as Boston goes back door. Mitchell off balance. Couldn't finish. Defensively has been really good for Washington tonight. McMahon not able to finish on the other end. Here is Cunningham, lob ahead, and Mitchell lays it in.
Great defense. Miss the bunny, come back, don't hang your head, see if you can get another bucket. That's exactly what Kelsey Mitchell was able to do.
Fever want to play at a breakneck pace, but had just 2 fast break points in the first half. Here's Citron driving on Clark, 22 on 22, and Citron rolls it in.
That is in her second year. That looks like a vet already as she's able to control the tempo.
Boston, 7 first half points going right at Iriafin. Iriafin able to protect the rim. That's been the story of the first half. Boston had it knocked away by
the pick and roll and just make some more simple passes. She felt like they were over dribbling. They need to be a little bit more mindful of where their shooters are. And also defensively, Steph White has been saying it all game. We need to find more consistency on the defensive end and play more together as a group.
Kelsey, thank you. And speaking of ball movement, what a find there from Amor, who got caught up midair and then split a double team.
Yeah, I'd do it again too.
Clark gonna hand off from Boston. She'll bounce it back for Boston. Extra pass. Cunningham short on a 3. Amor crossing over. Boston had to switch inside. Oh, and it freed up Iriafin.
And bigger than what she is, but that would have been a tough one to stop.
McMahon drives by Clark. Iriafin hangs and finishes.
Great ball movement, court awareness by the Rook. Second year.
Mitchell held on the.
Then for the Mystics, they're not allowing a lot of downhill attacks. They're sucking it into the paint, making it extremely difficult.
Clark the switch on to Austin. She'll go with a bank shot, but it won't go down. Clark 2 for 11 here tonight. Gets a second chance. Clark will launch. That one was halfway down. It's been that kind of night after the first quarter for Indiana. Citron, the step through and the pretty finish. Clark launching ahead for Billings, and Citron able to knock that one away. Their way. Whistle off the ball as Amor ultimately hits the deck.
Washington, number 8.
Clark will drive at Amor, goes behind the back, gets inside, triple teamed in there, and draws the foul. And that is already the 14th foul on Washington. So if you're Indiana here, you have no momentum. You're struggling to get in the flow of your. Austin was frustrated, but Clark was bumped by Amor before she even got there. Got Clark on an off night. If you're Washington, you hate to see her even put one through. You know, it doesn't take much to get her going. Doesn't take Mitchell much to get going either, and Mitchell banks it home. So a 3-point possession there for the Fever. McMahon wide open, but misses on a 3 ball. If it's not conclusive, even if the player does think it is off of the opponent, you got to be careful when to challenge. Clark, shot out of a cannon, hesitates. Trying to set up Billings here. Cunningham curls, kick out Mitchell. Washington just there every step of the way as Mitchell gets inside, it hangs and falls off.
Yeah. The ball is put on the ground. They're sinking into that red zone and not letting anything easy go.
Citron, lob inside, deep position Austin, and Billings had to foul her. And hence the way UW to create your free accounts here today. Austin now 5 of 6 from the line, but Citron pulls down the offensive rebound. Iriafin going right back to work.
Just out hustled there, right? You got to know where they're at. Come down.
Clark, step back, but misses on a 3. Offensive rebound, Billings, and she lays it back in. Had a hit there at midcourt on an uncalled out screen. It was legal. She just didn't see it.
Yep, gotta talk.
Now it's Citron who ducks in. Bank shot is good. Clark trying to outrun the entire Washington defense, and there is that 5th foul on the Mystics. So while the Fever offense still. Fever still shooting it just barely over 30% from spot for the Fever to try to get back in it from the foul line. And Clark knocks down the pair.
But that's not letting your energy and your effort waver. You still got to find a way.
Iriafin on Billings. Iriafin spins, fires, and the bank shot goes down.
My goodness, kids, for this half. This is beautiful work right here. She's going to work early.
Cunningham off the Boston screen. She launches and misses. Armin touch.
The point guard leader team.
Here's Ty Harris back in for Indiana. Boston shots fakes the three. Got the rookie Betts on her. Betts with a lot of size, and Boston draws the foul. And now a word from, especially to have a group this young that is that locked in on the defensive end of the floor.
I'm telling you, just the execution from the scouting report to the game plan, they want it.
That's an offensive foul on Lauren Betts. Going to be called for the hook on Boston. Mitchell sets up Harris. Boston just out-muscles Betts for the rebound. Betts had position. Now Boston goes right back to work underneath through a double team and draws the foul.
A heave there by Leah Boston.
Boston is a good. And Boston 2 for 2 from the line. Dugalich with the shot clock at 10. Backdoor pass, Prosper hauls it in, one dribble, a lot of contact. First there's a travel.
I've always said it, the defense that kind of gets you over that hump, especially when you're not shooting the ball well. It's the defense that can never waver. Where's there? Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, you're right. I second guessed myself.
Never doubt your instincts. Harris, Boston wide open. Here's McMahon charging into the defense, but couldn't finish. Boston not afraid to run some point here. Ahead to Mitchell. She will launch and bury a three. Fever back within 5. This hometown crowd looking for any excuse to find
knockdown shots, and I know they're not out there to miss, but someone's got to get hot and see if they can lead their team.
It was Kiki Iriafin who got hot in the third quarter, 17 third quarter points. Austin was the leader in the second quarter. Step through Enemis. Clark pulls down, hoping for a fresh reset here in the fourth. And before they can get there, an offensive moving screen. Hines Allen's been called.
Here he is.
Boston inside on Clark. Boston over there to give help. McMahon spins, fades, fires, and hits.
I like that. Get the hit and then the fadeaway.
Hand off Clark, off the screen, fire away, drops a three.
Already early, the third one.
It's amazing, her ability to single-handedly bring this crowd to its feet. Searching for something, anything. Iriafin misses. Here's Clark in transition where she's most dangerous. Putting on the moves. Amor sticks with her. Clark. Bullseye!
Far from over. You better buckle up.
2 threes in the first quarter. That's a kick ball on Hines Allen. 2 threes to start the fourth season. And a little too aggressive there by Lexi Hull, called for the foul. You know what, that's not a bad gamble. Big minutes for Hull, who's played 17 tonight, the most of her brief season. She's been on a minute restriction. Inside, dangerous pass stolen by Clark. 2-on-1. Clark bouncing. Billings is fouled.
This game's all about runs. All about runs, no matter what you did in the...
Of 12 from the line here tonight. Billings knocks down the...
Back at once.
Amor through a litany of screens. Just runs into Harris, runs into Billings. Another turnover, and that should be a transition take foul.
Now that...
Beaver bench thought. Certainly appeared like it could have been. Beaver with the ball here, down by 4. Mitchell back into the game. 14 points here tonight. Clark off the screen. Inside, Hines Allen for 2.
Okay, there. For a player, I would have pressed up on that one.
Harmon deep inside. Ariafin had it knocked away. Working on Hines Allen. Leaves it short. Hines Allen thought about the 3. Circles around. Fires away. And hits!
A CC takeover. And she is red hot.
And Indiana has taken their first lead since the second quarter. Citron driving on hole and drew the foul. That was such a crafty.
And she is red hot.
And Indiana has taken their first lead since the second quarter. Citron driving on hole and drew the foul. That was such a crafty move by Sonia Citron. Remember, she has been dealing with a lower leg injury that dates back to her play in Unrivaled, so that's certainly not what you're hoping to hear. Washington has taken the lead back. Clark, step back. Oh, she took a tumble in.
Talk about a heat check. Half-court heat check, maybe.
Inside for Betts, it's too strong. Well, I'll tell you what, Hines Allen really has a battle on her hands now. She is undersized for
what she brings, experience and some leadership. And now with Aaliyah Boston being out, she's gonna have to fill some big shoes here.
Mitchell back for Clark, off a double screen. Mitchell is open, extra pass deflected. Good hands there by Citron. Cunningham takes it in and lays it in.
All tied to be a presence and a force inside. That's a good take by Sophie Cunningham.
Citron on the attack, the left hand, and it stays down. Fire ahead, Clark to a running Billings. Oh, she couldn't finish inside. Oh, a big miss there for Indiana after Billings was home free. That's a defensive foul on the Fever. That is a big momentum swing. Citron with 17 tonight. Ariafin with 17 tonight. That left hand, she gets it to go. Difficult look. Clark with Indiana down by 3. Inside for Cunningham, who was tackled on the baseline. All of a sudden getting great looks. Haven't been able to make the last couple go down. Citron on the drive, bounces Ariafin. Billings gives help. Prosper missing on a 3. This is where the Fever have gotten it done in transition. And it's been Clark at the controls. Clark on the drive. And Clark lays it in.
Okay.
Clark overplayed the McMahon pass. McMahon can't pay her off. And out of bounds.
Austin should be smelling blood in the water.
Citron thought about the 3. Drives. Here is Austin on Billings. Step through. Difficult look. Billings played that exceptionally well. Clark. Oh, beautiful find. Mitchell finishes. The no-look pass and the no-look shot.
That duo there, they'll get it done every time. They just know where to put the ball. It's almost like telepathy right there.
Indiana back in front. Ariafin, Prosper, extra pass. Beautiful find for Washington. And Ariafin on a second effort puts Washington. We go back and forth. Their final 4 minutes. Mitchell attacking Citron, reverses blocked, but there's a foul in there as well. And Citron didn't. Prosper being watched by Clark. Inside Austin, double team, find its area Finn.
And they're going to keep on growing and getting better and better for that. They already have a year under them, but my goodness, they're a force to be reckoned with down there in that front court.
Clark sees two. Here's Hines Allen. Tries to get it back to Clark. Shot clock already down to 8. Cunningham, handoff Billings. Billings has to create. Billings spinning on Austin and couldn't finish when she got this with the left hand. Billings has had a couple she would like back here in the 4th.
Yep. Great defense there by Austin.
And Mitchell a little too aggressive. Still have a foul to give. Austin being hounded by Billings. And Citron trips, and there is that. A 6-0 run to play. Mitchell crossing over. Too strong on a 3-ball. Billings gets her hands in there. Has done a really nice job on these last 2 jump balls. Citron being hounded by Hull. Spins around, flips it up, and gets the foul call. And is now 5 of 5 from the line. Go here, but you really have to be impressed with Washington's resiliency. The Fever have hit this Mystics. Hines Allen on a handoff to Clark. Oh yeah!
Defense there. Caitlin Clark fired up. Better know where she's at in transition.
That is their 6-3 here tonight. Indiana down by 4. Here is Citron, back at Hull, spins, fades, fires it 2 more. Sonia Citron has a play. Clark launches, that one in and out.
More open on that one than it was the last one.
Now Indiana in dire straits, and Clark's going to be.
That was a bit of a reach in there. I'll take it back.
Amor, 2 of 2 scored Indiana, 12-3. Hines Allen takes it at area Finn, a fake and a finish.
Yeah, just a hit on.
And now it's Clark. Handoff, Mitchell hits a 3. It's a 3-point game. Do not have a foul to give. Austin is trapped. Austin having trouble, gets it to Citron. And first, Sydney Johnson. Go-to has Sonia Citron, and Amor has organized everything nicely here tonight for the Mystics. Amor off the Austin screen. Amor turns the corner, bounces inside. Iriafin couldn't finish, came down with it. Hines Allen pulled it away. Closer. 1-point game. The Fever still have their timeout. And she does just struggling to get it in. They just do. And they get it into Citron. 7.
Really does her job and goes on home.
And calmly knocks down a Clark. Cunningham looking. First it's Hines Allen. Handoff Clark for the tie. Yes! Caitlin Clark has tied the game with under 2 seconds left to play. 20. No timeout. Citron, will she even get one away? She will fire and hit! Citron from half court. Was it off in time? Did Sonia Citron just stun the Fever?